All right, welcome to another episode of Xtv. This is episode number 5 of the first season ever. We're going to start the show off this week with a new segment. Hopefully, we'll do it every week, or I'll do it every week, apparently. So I'm going to review a beer on the air. All right. So tonight's beer is Fat Squirrel from New Glarus Brewing Company, New Glarus, Wisconsin. This is a Wisconsin-only beer. You cannot get this in Iowa or Illinois or Minnesota or any place like that. So anyway, I'm going to drink it out of my Peachtree glass. Hopefully it doesn't crack, but it shouldn't. So Wisconsin, feel good that I'm using one of your beers to start off this segment, but it's because I have it in my refrigerator right now, having just come back from Wisconsin. So I'm going to enjoy a Fat Squirrel. This is a nut brown ale, dubbed the name Fat Squirrel. Runs about 5.6% alcohol. It's nice color to it. Got a nice white head on it. There we go. All right.
Sounds like you're talking about my dick and balls.
For the record, I'm not talking about Justin's dick and balls.
A nut brown ale with a nice head.
Yeah. So the nuttiness that you want. It's great. Yeah.
About the same color as my balls.
Oh, yeah, but it's about the same color as Justin Brown's balls. I don't know how to describe it other than fucking delicious. It's better than a Newcastle. And it's, like I said, it's a Wisconsin treat. So, here to you, XTV, the first ever beer segment, opening it up with Fat Squirrel, Nut Brown Ale, New Glarus, Wisconsin. All right, there we go. Success, the first one ever. So, we're waiting for people to join up. We've got Lauren live from Hawaii, and it's Justin and I, even though it says just me. Justin's here too.
I'm here.
Yeah, so, we're going to fix that.
Yeah. So tonight, we're going to talk about France and Islamic radicalism, and we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs and the national championship game, which right now is 14-7 Ohio State, and Oregon's got the ball and soon to be moving down to the third down, second down coming up. Just started the second quarter on the national championship game. But when we talk about the NFL playoffs, we're going to talk about the new policy for Barack Obama talking about sending people to community college for free, which I am completely for. I wish he would have thought about it before I went to community college, but hey, it's cool. And then we're going to talk about Steve Scalise and the white problem of the Southern GOP. Is it a problem, or is it an opportunity? I don't know. Things that we will discuss later on in the show, hopefully when we have more guests. Warren, do you have anything that came up this weekend that you would like to talk about before we get going on my agenda?
Let's see here. Not really. I only really planned on your agenda, so.
Rock on, brother.
I say we just kick it off.
Gonna kick it off. Still waiting for people to show up.
Yeah, I kind of like the forum to be opened up a little bit more. Should have done my beer review for a little bit longer.
You can continue.
Yeah, you should have discussed the mouthfeel and the bouquet. And
well, it's got a lot of caramel notes, as you would expect out of a brown ale.
Definitely smells like beer.
Yeah, it's malty. It's in no way hoppy. It's no bitterness. I don't know. I don't think it's got an IBU figure on it, but it'd be quite low with the international bitterness units.
According to the label,
pregnant
women should not drink it, as per usual.
Which is a bunch of hooey. They can drink one.
There's a little bit of writing on here, too. One deceptively spring-like winter day, brewmaster Dan walked home from the brewery, sat down to dinner, and said, "Boy, there are some fat squirrels out there. Woo! They're running all over the place.
Scurrying.
I think I should brew a Fat Squirrel Nut Brown Ale." I'm sure that's exactly how it happened.
I bet.
Yep.
Deb agreed, and so another beer legend was born. 100% Wisconsin malt of 6 different varieties impart the natural toasted color to this bottle-conditioned, unfiltered ale.
Text message.
Okay. And that's where I leave off because I got to answer this.
Okay. There you go. That was pretty good. He's not even drinking it, and that was better than I did. I guess just read the label. That's what we've learned about the beer segment. Is that I should just read the label. So how long has it been since you had New Glarus there, Warren?
I had some last time I was in Iowa. They had it at Shannon's wedding. They had it.
Oh, that's right. They had wait, was it 3 women? Is that what they call it?
Where's your fucking video there?
There he is.
God, I can't remember what kind it was.
Yeah.
Didn't they have some oofda?
I don't remember that, but maybe.
I don't know. They kept running out, so.
Yeah. So what happens to New Glarus? You run out of it. Mr. Clark, good to see you from the great white north.
Obscuring the Iowa flag.
Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Doing good.
What's up? What do you got growing back there?
Just some aloe vera.
Yeah, he's into medicinal herbs.
I am into medicinal herbs.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we can get it. My webcam won't reach far enough.
Oh, I can see kind of, though. I can see the aloe veras
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's see here.
Second surprise guess.
Surprise guest. Oh, snap. That sounds fantastic. We have a viewer on YouTube. That's exciting as well.
Fuck yeah. What up, viewer?
Yo, viewer. All right. So, again, let's just go and swing into it now. We're going to do France and the Islamic radicalism. We're going to do sports. We're going to do Obama, community college. And we're going to do Steve Scalise because your mom didn't do a good enough a job on him last night.
Why don't we start at the bottom of the list and work our way to the top? Because I feel like the France and the Islamic radicalism thing, that could be a pretty lengthy discussion.
Okay.
And if we kill, you know what I mean? Like, save the best for later.
All right.
Because do any of you even know who Steve Scalise is? I
No.
bet Justin Clark does.
Are you asking me?
No.
I know who.
Yeah, Warren knows because
Who is he?
Who is he?
Who is he, Warren?
He's what, the majority whip?
Yes.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and he went to like a white supremacist. He spoke at like a white supremacist thing like years and years ago.
Yeah, when he was running for state legislature is when he did it.
And he claims that he didn't know at the time what it was, and
You know, it was called Whitey's for white.
and he regrets it, and he's made statements like, well, I'm just there to get my message out there regardless of who I'm talking to, type of thing. So
Right, and it makes a lot of sense, and I think that you know, the decision process that he had to make when he was a young and up and coming politician was, is it good to get votes, period, or not? Not thinking that in the future he's going to be running for the third most powerful person in the House of Representatives. That being said, do we really think that it was in the GOP's best interest to stand behind him when they would sell Trent Lott down the river for saying happy birthday to Strom Thurmond and saying how great of a president he would be? I mean, I know it was a segregationist platform, but at the same time, you know, it's well known that Strom and Trent Lott were really good friends.
Right. You're going to get a friend request from somebody.
Oh, okay.
They accept it.
Okay.
And they're going to hit the link on your wall.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
there it is.
and apparently now he's getting a lot of invitations to speak before like the National Urban League and a bunch of other civil rights groups, basically, so that he can get a chance to sort of do some damage control.
Yeah, the little bit I read today about him was that the first thing that they were saying was that he was doing damage control. Some people were defending him like by saying that he wasn't aware of people that he was giving the speech to, and so that he should be absolved from any sort of implications that he was pandering to the white supremacist crowd. Oh, there he is.
Welcome.
Surprise guest from Austin, Texas.
Ooh, keeping Austin weird. Welcome to XTV.
Hello.
Awesome.
Up a little bit.
You're using your cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We have another person who chimes in who uses cell phone, so we're used to it. It's all good.
Okay, I think that it's a lot better now. The signal.
Awesome.
Yeah, that looks cool. I mean, you can barely just see your silhouette, so that's kind of cool.
Hanging out, man.
It's because I'm inside my car, but never mind.
Were you like making out or something and decided to come on TV?
What's up, dude? What's up?
What's up?
Yeah,
So,
I'm just over here. Yeah.
no, I was just gonna say, so the kind of show we're doing is sort of we talk about current events, we talk about politics, and we talk about beer.
Oh, that's what's up.
And you can also say whatever you want. It's not really limited to those things. It's very free for all.
Cool thing, guys.
Yeah.
What's up? Well, yeah, I'm over smoking some marijuana.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is being broadcast live on YouTube, so.
I think you know.
All right.
You had to accept that.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
I have to say yeah. Forget that.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That's why he's got
Thanks.
the whole like undercover witness protection thing going on.
I love it, man. Part of our show is about free speech today, so thank you for exhibiting your free speech.
Thank you for accepting my form of free speech.
Yeah, I totally accept your form
I always love it.
We were just talking about Steve Scalise, the House Majority Whip, and the fact that he was at some dinner or something with a bunch of white supremacists.
Hosted by David Duke.
Hosted by David Duke. Do you have any idea who we're talking about? What the fuck? He's like, I'm big.
Oh boy, that is a fumble.
Is that your dog in the back seat, man?
This is my. There he is, guys.
Yeah.
Can you see him?
Nice.
Can you see him?
I wonder if we can get Justin Clark's dog and your dog to talk to each other.
Canelo.
What kind of dog is that?
That's a pit bull. That's a red-nosed pit bull.
Nice. Here's my pit bull right here.
He's pretty friendly. He hasn't bit anybody yet. Yet at least.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
There
No,
we
I
go.
had a white one. We had to put him down because he ended up. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, you got yourself a dog too. It looks like a pit bull too.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
Green dog.
That's a pretty sweet.
Oh.
Mhm.
Dogs Across the Nation. We named it the
What's
wrong
his name?
We should call it Dogs Across the
Ringo.
Nation.
Ringo Starr. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, has anybody got anything to say about
That's a beautiful dog.
GOP making a
Thanks,
stand?
man.
I'll leave it.
No, they probably just kept him in there because he was going to do their bidding.
Winged monkey.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate and cynical, which is exactly what is accurate.
That's
All right.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep.
we lost Luis.
Oh, Ringo Starr.
Came out.
Oh, Luis is gone.
Yeah, he's hanging out with his girlfriend. He might be back. Chances
Do
are.
you guys know him or no?
Huh?
You guys know him?
I do.
I know.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just somebody totally random.
No.
It would have been awesomer if it was.
That would have been pretty funny if it was just some dude.
Well, he's basically, somebody random. Nobody. I only know him from playing video games online.
Right.
So yeah, he's a good Battlefield player. Luis, you're a good Battlefield player. You should come back and play more often. Oh, I hear. Yep, I see that, bro. Call was disconnected.
Yep, this will happen. All right, so that one didn't have any Steam. Cool, awesome, that's great. Let's talk about Obama wanting everybody to go to community college for free. I mean, obviously, it's not for free, and someone's got to pay for it. He's talking about working with states. First of all, he hasn't said anything because it's a State of the Union address about how it will be paid for, other than it will be done in league with the states. Anybody think that this is a bad idea?
Well, there's no better way to devalue something than to give it away for free.
Now, what do you mean by that?
You know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. I think, but why don't you explain? Since not everybody who might watch this knows you or I, or what could you go into what you meant?
Well, if you give it away for free, the quality of the education is going to go down.
Maybe. A part of the stipulation is you have to keep a 2.5 grade point average, and stay on track. So you can't just take one class a year or a semester. You have to stay on a 2-year track.
Well, there's also, is this going to open the door for your for-profit, your diploma mills and stuff like that, like your crappy.
Well, as I understand it, it is a community college, and that is very specific. Community colleges are state or city run. So.
As it should be.
Yeah. I mean, there are for-profit 2-year colleges, but generally those are places like Lincoln Tech or your hair salon folk and your technical trade things. Those are mostly your for-profit 2-year schools, and community college is I think it's meant specifically for those 2-year governmental agencies.
Well, the Pell Grant pretty much covers that shit.
Yeah, but didn't they cut Pell Grant money anyway?
They did.
Did they just do that? Because 2 years ago it was still $5,500.
Yeah, $5,500 a year, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. I was taking 12 credits per semester at University of Alaska, and that was only running me $3,000, and that was with books.
Right. It's because you have a state that cares. I pay $4,000 a semester for tuition.
Do you take 5 classes?
La-di-da.
Well, I'm taking 4 at a stretch right now, just because I'm almost 40. What kind of a fucking rush am I in?
I think that's a pretty big rush. Fuck, man.
It took me 13 years to go back to school, so it's just kind of one of those things where it's fuck it, do it right this time, Shit.
Luis, what do you think about the possibility of having free community college education?
Great idea, because it's been in my head that a lot of the school system has been designed as to propel itself instead of propelling other human interests. An example of that would be that books themselves are way too expensive, tuition is off the charts, and the school student debt tops the na- national debt. So they say that we haven't revolted or we haven't started the revolution yet because we're bitches to our school loan debt. So I think that it's pretty great that they're thinking about making community colleges free. So I think it's gonna be a great step to us because we're gonna have more money or drugs. Screw, dude.
Awesome.
I think the
Looking like a true American.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. My personal opinion is that it's a couple of years too late for me, but it would be great. And as far as cheapening education, I think it's just necessary these days for you to have more than a high school education, and anything we can do to help our workforces be better and be better equipped, the better off we will be as a nation. More educated we are, the stronger we are.
However,
it seems like a pretty positive jumping off point for, you get out of high school and you're not, I think it would have helped me, I think.
but here's another thing that I've heard recently that there's a big problem with overeducation in our country. Not necessarily with people being educated, but people going to school to get jobs that there just isn't a market for. Like getting professional degrees, things like that. They're going to school for all this shit. Like I guess right now it's like if you go to school for engineering, for example, which supposedly is going to be a high-paying job. You're going to school for this job, and you're getting out of school and having to work any job that you can get. Basically because there's just no work for you out there. And on top of that, there's that Mike Rowe from the Dirty Job saying he did an editorial. I think it was over a year ago now, where he was talking about how there's like 3 or 4 million unfilled blue-collar jobs that they can't fill because there's just nobody to work. So I don't know. I feel like maybe the emphasis on professional education is a little bit too much. It's fine if you want to do that, but I think you should go into it knowing that you might end up working at McDonald's for a while until a job opens up.
yes.
I don't feel like just because you go to school to get some awesome degree, you're owed some fucking career as a lawyer or or whatever. Like, it's a marketplace of careers basically. And it all depends. It all comes back to the economy and what we can support.
That's true. One of the reasons why the cost of education keeps going up is because the colleges know that kids can get almost an unlimited amount of loans.
Yeah. At the same time, we have. I mean, most of the colleges in this country are not for profit, so they're investing back into their own schools too. So the inflation comes from maybe overbuilding, maybe overpaying a professor or two. But I mean, those dollars are being reinvested in our schools. Take the good with the bad on that.
And he's back.
And he's back. All right. Anybody else got anything you want to add to that? Ohio State just scored another touchdown.
I don't know who the fuck this viewer is. That's what I want to know.
Oh,
it's probably
not quite.
Probably somebody from your Facebook feed who clicked on it.
Oh, they might be here instead of on YouTube. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if we have a viewer, they're on YouTube.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, that's where viewership is going to come from.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, one whole viewer.
Is that y'all were talking about
school shit.
Jobs and shit, well, I mean, I have an opinion about that. Yeah, school shit. Well, what I'm thinking is that my soon enough we're gonna have a lot of blue collar jobs, and what that means is that don't need to time in school are gonna.
Oh my god, dude, you're breaking up.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, it's frozen.
you froze, bro.
That sucks. Let that be
A liberal arts degree shouldn't be.
Who's your cellular
It
provider?
should be about educating.
Sprint.
He's back. It is Sprint. Justin, you said something. You had insight.
Sprint's up.
A liberal arts education shouldn't be about job training. It should be about educating yourself just in general and rounding yourself out as a person.
That's exactly how I look at my liberal arts degrees that I'll be getting. It's like I know that that's not going to be good enough necessarily to get a job, which is a bummer. But at the same time, I did do it to make myself a rounder person, and luckily I've gained a lot of weight, so mission accomplished. All right, moving on.
All right, so sports segment.
Sports. And here Adam and Warren are with sports. So, the NFL playoffs. We just had the second round Saturday and Sunday. We had the Denver Broncos were the only top seed to lose at home in the playoffs this last thing. Almost making it so my prediction was correct that all the top seeds would advance. Peyton Manning, you let me down, sir.
Peyton Manning is hurt.
Yeah, he had a torn quadricep. And,
He's had a torn quadricep for the last month.
Fucking his mom.
Well, that's what happened. Mrs. Manning is a fucking hard ride. So.
Yeah.
So it's Seattle against the Packers in Seattle on Sunday, and also on Sunday we have the who cares versus the I don't remembers. It's the Patriots against
the Colts.
The Colts. That's right. First of all, Warren, let's hear your prediction for the NFC Championship game.
Well, I'm gonna go with Seattle for the NFC.
The Seattle logo.
You like Seattle then, huh?
I think they've got a good solid chance anyway.
Right on. I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, of course.
And then, who do you got in the AFC? Did you watch the AFC games by chance?
A little bit. I didn't get to see a whole lot of them because I was really hungover and I had to come home and take a nap. But for AFC Championship, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
I'm going to root for the Colts, and really hate it if the Patriots do.
I really don't. I really think the Patriots. Yeah, they'll probably win, but I'd like to see the Colts win.
Right on.
I could do for a Seattle, Indianapolis Super Bowl. That'd be kind of cool.
I think that would suck, but that's just my.
well, yeah.
Let's just put it this way: if the Patriots go, I am rooting for the NFC no matter what.
We lost our viewer.
Oh, this is over football. Oh, sorry, viewer.
They were all into it while we were talking politics.
And then I talk about football. Fuck.
They probably are watching the game that's on.
We should be talking about soccer.
Fucking Luis is gone again.
Well, he's got a tenuous link.
Race talk. Get those international viewers.
I know, right? We do have international viewers.
All racist.
We've had international viewers. We've had at least either two South Koreans have viewed us, or one South Korean's viewed us twice, and we have had two Polish people or one Polish person view us twice. So we're big in South Korea and Poland.
Big in Poland.
I wonder if South Korea is anyone I know. I have a couple of people who live in South Korea that I'm Facebook friends with.
Who knows?
Yeah, chances are it's probably somebody we know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Chances are, I mean, there's a lot of South Koreans out there, and they all have YouTube. But, yeah. So that's happened.
Smoking fast internet too.
Yeah, they do. So really good news about this show is that every episode that we do gets longer viewership. More percentages of the minutes are viewed. Last week's episode, 38% of the minutes were viewed. So that's pretty good. The average duration of the watch was over 20 minutes. Wow. So that's, yeah.
If I were a market analyst, I would say we need to shorten the show to about 20 minutes.
That way. Full-on retention. Yeah, probably not going to happen because I like to talk too goddamn much.
Yeah, last time you wanted to go even longer. I was just like, no.
All right. Well, we're a half hour in, or halftime. So, speaking of halftime, it's 21-7 Ohio State, and probably one of the most surprising things in a while. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in the second period. Wow. Crazy. So, the next item up for bids.
Oh, we're halfway through. This is the point where you should normally do a little station identification.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm sure everyone knows what they're watching.
All right, I'll do that. All right.
We'll have a graphic next week for it.
You're watching Xtv on Google Plus Hangouts and YouTube Live.
Yeah, we need like a little graphic to like put on that says that, like paid for by the MacArthur Foundation.
Arthur B. Davis Foundation.
That's a lie.
And a generous grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
And from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and viewers like you. Thank you.
Man, we have all these sponsors. Why
are we doing it on YouTube? You know, that's my question.
From our dingy apartments, like.
I got the most ridiculous conversation with my mom's boyfriend about this show. He goes, "Oh yeah, you should monetize that." Like, because I told him that there was a button where I could say monetize it, and they'll put ads on. And he was like, "Yeah, you should do that. You should get money out of that show." And I'm like,
"We are so far from the viewership needed for that to work."
The 18 views last week's episode, guy.
Well, in order to monetize, you actually have to have over 1,000 subscribers, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you have to. You can't just be like monetize my shit. You actually have to have a certain, like, you have to meet a certain criteria before they'll let you do that. Because otherwise, it's just like you're getting paid like, you know, like 64th of a penny, like, you know, shit.
Well, on YouTube, some of the channels I watched, like one of the channels I watched, when they broke, I think 200,000 viewers, like YouTube sent them like a gold plaque and all this stuff.
You can get one for 100,000, which is like a silver thing.
Wow.
And then you get 200, like it's like for every 100,000 you get a new little award.
Yeah, you get a little plaque and a. Because the one guy, he was all mad. He's like, "This has fingerprints on it." I'm like, shut
yeah. All the work I put in to get 100,000 viewers, you give me some shit.
I don't know. I would love to just get 100 views for one episode. That's a good starting off goal. We're, you know, I think I've had my most is like 28 for a single video. Yeah.
Hi, viewer.
Hi, viewer. All right.
You are recognized.
You are, and you are the only one right now.
On a delay, because the YouTube link is about, what, like a minute behind?
Yeah, more like 20 seconds.
20 seconds?
Yeah.
All right, well, hi. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. All right. I know we discussed this, Justin, earlier, and you did seem so keen on it, but I'm going to force you into it anyway. Recently, you invited us on to a Facebook group. It's the New Center. Actually, give us the full title and possibly some ideas you may have going forward for this project.
Well, I just wanted to create a group kind of to stand on the shoulders of the X Party, where we were all involved like about a year and a half ago. It's called the New Political Center. It's in reference to the center of political culture, like left, right, center. And it basically just focuses on all of the things that the far left and the far right have in common, like for example, food freedom or internet freedom, like all of the things that like the Occupy kids and the Ron Paul kids agree on. There's actually a lot of them, and it's the underpinning is like philosophy from the Enlightenment basically, but I just see like our political culture heading in that direction, especially once Gen X is the generation in power, maybe like 15 or 20 years from now. So I just wanted to start a discussion group. We're like a year away from the Iowa caucus and New Hampshire primary. So I just want to see if I can get something going just for fun. I added 50 of my people from my friends list, and I figured if anything, it'll just kind of be like what the X Party was, where we're just like bantering back and forth. But the idea is that I'm going to sort of try to post articles that highlight the idea that I kind of came up with. I have a degree in political philosophy, so I learned and read a whole bunch of shit over the years, and I just kind of like it's political philosophy in this country is a circle. Like in school, they teach you that it's a straight line where like left is on one side and right is on the other, and you kind of move towards the center. But really, it's like a circle, and like the further left you go, you actually get closer to the far right, and vice versa. So that's kind of what it is. And in the coming days and weeks, I plan on posting like a bunch more like infographics and stuff like that. But I figured if anything, it'll just be like a forum for us to hang out on, you know?
Right on, man. Yeah, and it's cool that you kind of like harken back to the way the X Party was. And at one time it was fun, and it became not fun for me, and that's why I kind of jumped out. And
you were never really in.
Kind of.
You created it and then never posted anything or did anything on it. To be fair.
There was like 100 people. There's like 100 people. There's probably 15 or 20 that commented on a regular basis. For a while there, it did kind of pick up. I think that was during the primary season or something, where there was like a good core of people. But I mean, I've seen a lot of groups on the internet. There's like somebody puts up like a Dao De Jing page, and there's like 10,000 viewers, and it's just like some dumbass posting stuff that's like irrelevant. So I'm like, well, I'll put up a group. You never know. I tagged it. I tagged it with like political philosophy, the Democrat Party, and the Republican Party. So like if anybody's searching for groups, like each of those pages have like hundreds of thousands of likes on them. So I don't know. It'd be kind of neat to get a following and see where it goes. I mean, it's nothing that I invented. It's just like what I sort of saw happening, and I don't know. Like I think for anybody under the age of 40, it's kind of like it's just sort of like the way that it is. You know, like right now it's not as realistic because the baby boomers are still in power. But as things progress on, like it's going to become more apparent.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, there's a libertarian streak that exists on both the left and the right, and it's a thing that comes from just being American, having those ideas of the constitutional rights and Bill of Rights and civil rights and everything like that. Those things that we all kind of hold dear, and we maybe have different interpretations of, but we all hold those ideas to be really close to ourselves. And then the democratizing effect of our generation and the technology that we have at our fingertips. And yeah, I mean, I totally see the new center, and you and we've talked about this quite a bit, and I've come at it from the left, and you've come at it from the right, and we've always found a lot of common ground, and I like the fact that you're willing to put some populism in there, but not have it be a strict, it's not just the government's broken and we need to shut it down. It's we need to work on things, and no, that's cool. It's a noble undertaking. I'm glad that you're taking a much more active role than say what I did. And
what I was going to say a minute ago is you should make a Facebook page for your group and tag it with a bunch of other shit, so that you can direct people to the group. You know what I'm saying? Like how, for example, there's that like skeptical libertarian guy or girl, whatever it is, but there's just like a page. You know, you don't have to even have your name on it. No one knows who you are, but you know what I'm saying? Might be an interesting way to
Like
seed.
that you can hit like on.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting way to seed.
Not somebody that you friend, but something that you hit like on.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's just a way to like put ideas out and get like attract attention, you know, because it'll pop up in the pages you might like, you know. And also the group thing too.
Yeah. Because now, yeah, you're right. Because now, like, the only way anybody's going to find it is like if you're searching for groups, you know.
Yeah.
Which it will pop up there because it pops up based on tags. You know what I mean? But so yeah, if I had a page that you could hit like on, then you could hit like on it.
Yeah, no, and that, yeah, and I believe Facebook does do those for free if you're not a business. So something to look into.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
Better fucking be free.
Okay, let's go to the final topic of the night, and that's going to be
9/11. Let's do it.
what's it?
It's 9/11. We gotta start.
It's terrorist 9/11. Woo!
Oh hey.
Oh, he's indoors.
So now we're going to talk about Islamic radicalism in France and all the shit that's been going on there at 9:11 p.m.
It's only 5:11 here.
Whatever, dude. It's 9/11.
9/11 Central. All right. So of course we know that there were terrorist attacks in France. The Charlie Hebdo magazine that was known for publishing is anti-Islamic, maybe not, but they were publishing cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad and a terrorist attack. What's that?
Satirical cartoon.
Satirical cartoons. Imagine Mad Magazine only with much lower budget and circulation and more political and less liked. So there was a terrorist attack on their main offices. I believe 11 were killed in the attack. Some 12 were killed in the attack. And then France had a reign of terror for 3 days. Not to make fun of.
Well, they fucking had an armed gunman going around. They took a bunch of hostages in like some store or something.
You know, but I wanted to talk about the reign of terror because it's France.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway,
Reign of my ass.
Well, there are still 6 of them at large, according to today's news.
Oh,
wow.
So they've mobilized. France deployed 10,000 troops to protect sensitive sites, especially Jewish schools and neighborhoods, because there was also an attack in a like a kosher market, I think.
What was that?
This is. I don't know.
What are you showing us? I can't see something.
I guess you can't really see a lot because of the glare, but you know.
No, we can. You got to say something though, otherwise we can't. It won't blow you up to full screen.
Yeah, I can't blow it up, but see, it's just basically some of the footage from where they flashbang the building.
Oh wow!
And then the guys just come out running, and then since the cops are camping outside, they just shoot them.
Fucking campers.
Straight up, dude. Fucking camping.
Sorry, didn't mean to swear in front of your little bro.
Straight up. I think I don't know. I think the glare might be too big.
Yeah, we've had a lot of trouble with electronic devices on this and having it glare out on it. Oh, that's not bad. Talk while it's up.
It's about five. My baby. No.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys got that, but
You did. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so Islamic radicalism.
Do we eradicate it? Do we contain it? Do we?
You know, actually, I've been hearing a lot of talk about that on the internet nowadays. A lot of talk about people considering radical Islam a disease that needs to be eradicated because a lot of people, the common belief is that I mean, I'm not Islamic. I don't know what Islam is about, and I can't really speak for the religion. But what I can say is that a lot of people do believe that Islam believes in to beheading those who insult them or convert them or kill them, and that is their only. I mean, a lot of people see Islam, and like I said, these are not my own words, but people see him as them spreading like the disease spreading or whatever. But I mean, I can't really say a lot. I'm
No,
not
yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
so I
I
don't
think
belong to the religion.
that's a good point. In Europe, particularly, you know, they have a lot more Middle Eastern immigrants in European countries than we do here, and yeah, I think it's a big concern over there. There was a clip I saw actually from Britain where there was like a anti-England parade where they were talking about, you know, essentially killing anyone who, or that they shouldn't say that they were talking about killing them. It was basically a bunch of people rallying and hoping that a bunch of English people would die because they were against Islam and they felt persecuted and some shit like that. And this woman like went into the crowd and was like, "How can you even be talking like this? You know, blah 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 blah. You live in our country. You know what? Why are you against it?" And so on and so forth. Nobody had a very good answer to that, but it all kind of came down to that same sort of persecutory complex they seem to have, you know, as it relates to them and their religion and existing in Western countries.
Well, and another thing that's coming out, there's an organization called Patriotic Europeans Against the Islamization of the West, and they have rallies in Dresden, Germany every week, and their attendance has tripled in the last couple of weeks. And
That's pretty scary stuff.
yeah, it's like it is scary stuff because they're kind of semi-militant at this point.
Yeah, Germans in lockstep against different ways of thought or different groups of people. That's always frightening. All right. Yeah. I think we can all agree that any kind of radicalism is bad. Is there anything? And I heard Luis talk about this. This idea that Islam has this doctrine where if you convert or die, essentially. And with ISIS, they're actually converting you and then killing you because you were a heretic anyway. I mean, I would say that like over the years, like Islam has been one of the more forgiving religions. If you look at when they ruled India, the Hindus were allowed to practice if they paid a tax. The Ottoman Empire, Christians, Jews, Druze, Sufis, Shias were all allowed to practice freely in the Ottoman Empire, and then you know, pay a tax, or you know, all you have to do is pay homage to the local prince or whatever, and that was how they got around it. So I mean, this is kind of a new idea. Well, it's an old idea that was based in the old Arabic empire of like Harun al-Rashid and all of those folks, but that died out in favor of this this more tolerant Islam. You know, I mean, do we think? I mean, does anybody out there think that Christian radicalism is less bad, poisonous than Islamic? Or, I mean, let's look at Jewish fundamentalism. I mean, that's pretty toxic as well, I think. Anybody got any special insight they want to throw on that?
Well, I agree with your opinion, and I mean, I know exactly where you're coming from, and your sentence arises another question in my head, and that is, I think a lot of people, what in worst case scenario, we should be asking ourselves if we would ourselves be willing to convert in order to save our own lives, or die whatever religion you're on, Christian, Jew, Catholic, because I mean, for God's sakes, they hacked the Twitter already, so they're saying that, oh well, we're already here, we're in your computers, we're in your internet, and so I mean, I'm just talking a worst case scenario kind of thing, you know, like would you yourself be willing to convert or die for your religion? Is is a question that personally arises me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know, man.
Well,
Uh,
for me, I'm not religious.
the way
If
I
they
answer
in my
that
head,
is,
they're like, "We're gonna kill you." Like, I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Yeah. I mean,
See, I'm with him. He has a reasonable point.
yeah,
Well, you could be like, well, okay, whatever, you know, and then just as soon as you're free to go, just or
can
maybe you won't be free to
get the
go.
hell out of there and still be alive. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think in the history of the world, that's probably been more common than any other defense, is to just go with the flow. Um,
Yeah, because the only thing that is constant is change, honestly. And I think to save my own life, I think that I wouldn't consider myself a coward to convert. I mean, honestly, you know, to save my own life, I would,
or your family's life. I
or
mean,
my
you're
family's
not
life.
really doing it,
someone
you
who's
know.
got kids at home. And like when they started putting out those pictures of fucking bayoneted kids and beheaded kids and shit like that, like, you know, I believe in freedom of worship and all that shit, but the second you start doing shit like that, there's a very clear line that you have obviously gone beyond, and whatever you're preaching as an ideology is no longer even religious, it's something else entirely. Like a level of fanaticism I don't even understand, really. It's like, how, you know, think of the people that are committing these acts, you know, seeking to uh, they want this like perfect utopian, like they think this utopia will only exist if we spread Islam to the rest of the world, you know, and you gotta cut down the bad trees and get them out of there because they're gonna poison everything else. And like I don't, you know, in my head it's like, speaking as an American, you know, like how do you respond to that, you know?
You drone strike them.
yeah, and that was the philosophy of the communist revolution too. Is that it won't work until everybody is like us. And I think that any philosophy that relies on everybody agreeing at all times is one of the most flawed philosophies you can have.
Doomed to fail.
I agree with that.
That's why drone strike them.
That's why what's struggling?
You just have to drone strike them.
Yeah. That'll take care of the problem. Just like every other incursion the United States has done in the Middle East has been a rousing success. Thankfully, we have Marines on the ground.
Where'd he go?
Just disappeared. Maybe it's the Islamic rapture and your ability to convert has.
It sounds like you guys are ready to convert.
No, yeah, not kidding, dude. Like I said, save myself or save my own family's life, I would. I mean, when
It sounds like you guys are ready to accept the caliphate.
yeah,
I'm not.
crazy.
I would like to think that I would stand up for my religion, which is none.
Mhm. No, actually, I was seeing a Muslim girl way back, and she would tell me, she would be like, be Muslim, be Muslim, be Muslim, and I was like, no, dude, like I really can't. She just,
Yeah.
she ended up going her own way.
Was it the hijab? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Wow.
Did
Damn.
you
Diddle her pooter?
No, dude, I didn't.
you know, it's one of those things. I wanted to know how like prudish and conservative they would be in real life. You know.
I'm guessing you didn't meet her at the bar?
No, I didn't. I did not. She was actually just somebody that I met in school, but
Oh wow.
she was just, yeah, she would tell me, just be Muslim, be Muslim. And I'd just be like, nah, dude, I don't. Like, if you want, we can date, or
Yeah,
do whatever you want, but I can't
that's
really.
how he gets you.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the point that I'm trying to get is that things change whenever somebody's pointing a gun at your head,
Yeah.
telling you to convert or die. You know, I'm just like,
Yeah,
shit.
I think that's the big problem. I don't have enough knowledge to even wrap my head around what's going on in the Middle East, but what I do read and see on news and different sources is it's pretty mind blowing. I was actually thinking about that earlier today. It's just like, why is this particular area of the world so completely fucked? It seems like, at least geopolitically, and I wonder how much of it has to do with the Western influence in it, or would they have just been isolated and completely fucked if there had been no Western influence, years and years ago?
I think that they would have rebounded better had Napoleon never invaded North Africa. I think that if the Western history, Napoleon, if the Western history, it wouldn't have recorded a success in Egypt with Napoleon and learning how to subjugate those people and getting the trade goods from them and exploiting them properly. I think that if that wouldn't have happened, we wouldn't have they would have been able to govern themselves for the last 250 years, and we wouldn't have any of the problems that we have.
Yeah.
They were in Europe before Napoleon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm talking more like when we came in and drew, boundaries for them.
Yeah, but the Moors were in Europe like 1,000 years before that, though.
absolutely. No, there's no doubt about it. The Moors had all of Spain, had gone all the way up into Reims, France. Actually, that was where the decisive battle and where the retreating of the Cordova Empire came back down into Spain. And that was in 950 something, I think, something like that.
How the fuck do you know that?
I'm a history major, man. But yeah, and they also, the Ottoman Empire also encroached into the Balkans quite a while. I mean, deeply. So a lot of was Yugoslavia, Bosnia, Kosovo, Croatia, that area, Bosnia, yeah, all that was at one time part of the Ottoman Empire and therefore Islamic. And it wasn't until the Ottoman Empire marched on Vienna until 1650. So yeah, there you go.
Until the government of the Middle East secularize, this will be a problem. The solution is internal.
Okay.
Well, okay, but the secularization wasn't a problem. Okay, go ahead.
Just gonna ask you specifically,
One at a
Justin.
time, guys.
What do you think will lead them to becoming secularized, and how long do you think that will take?
Well, I think there's just as many crazy militant Christians and Jews, but predominantly the governments where those people live are secular. So like they can be all crazy and militant with their like AK-47s, but they're not the ones that are actually in charge. Whereas in those countries, like there's like oxygen for those groups to actually like stand up and run shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not just like crazy dudes like in their garage.
Yeah, it's the
You know what I
ineptitude.
mean?
It's the ineptitude of the governments of the Middle East that are usually run by some sort of totalitarian that allows for a group like Hamas, Hezbollah to administer things like schools, trash pickup for the people, and then that gives them sympathy and it gets them new recruits and so on, and the cycle goes forward.
But a lot of it is fallout from imperialism.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What I was just saying.
The political lines are straight. Like the borders are straight in that region because they were drawn by the British and the French.
Right. After World War I.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of it is just like the fallout from colonialism and imperialism. But there's militant crazies in every religion, but those militant crazies happen to have their hands on the levers of power. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's an hour. We made it.
Wow, we did good.
Yeah, not bad. Pretty good episode, I'd say. So we're gonna say goodbye to everybody on YouTube
By
and
one viewer.
by
Thank you
one
for
viewer.
watching.
Well, and the people who watch it in archived episodes.
Yes, you too. We love
Yeah.
you.
So YouTube, Adam Fink is the name. You probably know that if you're already on there. Check it out. Subscribe. Comment. Like. Do whatever you want to do.
You have been watching Xtv.
Yeah, you have been watching XTV, the 5th episode. So we'll let it go here. We'll be back, I think, Sunday next week.
I might not be on that one next Sunday because I'm gonna go jam with.
What time is football next Sunday?
They're day games. I believe both of them are day games.
Oh God, that means morning game here. That sucks.
You should think about doing that from Travis's house next week because we're gonna.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
There will be an episode next week, no matter what. It may not be from the Andover Garden Studios. It may be from the Numbered Street in Coralville Studios.
Real quick though,
Oh.
real quick. Who knows the history of the Iowa flag? It looks like a French flag, does it not?
Yes, it does.
So this flag is the flag of Bonaparte, Iowa. I don't know the exact details of how it got adopted to be the Iowa state flag, and then they added this catchy slogan right here in the state of Iowa. Bonaparte, Iowa.
Almost true. It was actually Napoleon, Iowa.
Napoleon, Iowa.
Yeah, Bonaparte is a city in Iowa as well, but Napoleon, which is
Bonaparte.
it's just south of Iowa City, and there was a Napoleon. Yeah, there was a Napoleon division of the Iowa during the Civil War that flew the Napoleon flag, and so. Anyway, that was part of it, and then, of course, they wanted to throw our sweet motto on, and it was actually originally designed by a woman from Knoxville.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, I wanted to just bring that up because it's the French influence of this episode, you know, that we were speaking about.
Je suis
We got a little France in us.
un Français.
We're like this.
Je parle français un peu.
Holy shit. Do you know French?
I talk French a little bit.
Oh, wow. I don't.
Just enough to say that. Kind of like Brian Griffin, or in that Family Guy episode where they meet the guys in the back of the trailer, and then the guy's like, "You speak English?" And he's like, "No, I only know that one sentence and this one explaining it." And he's like,
okay. All right, y'all.
Yeah, everybody's invited back next week. We're going to cut YouTube if you want to hang out on Google Plus Hangouts. Show's over, but we can continue to preach at each other if you wish.
All right.
So, bye, XTV.